longest-running national radio talk show on computers, Computer America. Hosted by national columnist Craig Crossman. Look for Craig's weekly column in your favorite newspaper. This show is being beamed nationwide at ComputerAmerica.com. Keep it here for technology news, computer products, guest interviews, and your phone calls. You're listening to Computer America.
Hello and welcome into the Computer America Show. It's the nation's longest-running, nationally syndicated radio talk show on computers. Computer America is heard around the world and coast to coast. And I'm your host, Craig Crossman.
You're not the host anymore. I'm taking over. I am the Captain Phillips now.
Okay. Well, you know, we're having some technical difficulties again. He has a flaky headset. Our guest tonight has a bad headset, and it's causing intermittent problems. And it's unfortunate that we're doing this, but I'm going to try to get him back on
Skype.
On Skype. I will get him back momentarily. But welcome into a Friday edition of the Computer America Show. That's right, it's Friday!
Thank goodness.
And so it means we're going to have a show reminder winner of the week coming up. Yeah. And let's see, we've got this is the last night of our Logitech contest. Yeah, I know, that's right. You have just till midnight tonight Eastern Time to get your entry in. Okay, and then that's okay because after Monday we'll start it up again. Okay, so there you go. All right, so as I said, we have a great show planned for you. Unfortunately, we have some technical difficulties, but we're going to try to get our guest on the air, and we'll just see if it happens here. In the meantime, let's see if I can get him. Oh, boy, he didn't even show up. Oh, there. Now, our guest this hour is from a company called DOS Owls, all right, who makes something called Odin. This is a pocket projector. Now, Odin is the ideal product for people who consume most of their entertainment using Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, and the web, and mobile applications. Because as we consume more information via the internet, we need a compact, portable device that gives us a large visual display. Now, Odin combines an Android Power PC, a state-of-the-art projector, Bluetooth speakers, and a Wi-Fi in all that in a compact, portable gadget. It's battery-operated and can meet the demands of today's digital consumers and creators who value mobility and freedom. Now, joining us is Alex Yu. Alex is the founder of DOS Owls. They make Odin. Alex, welcome into Computer America. How are you?
Thanks for having me.
All right, so there you go. So, where did DOS Owls? What is DOS Owls? Where'd you get the name from DOS Owls?
It's two owls.
Yeah.
So it's owls because it's dark, big eyes, and you could hear. They have a good hearing, and obviously they can see really well in the dark. So that's where the owl came from. And DOS, I actually wanted to call it Two Owls, but Two Owls was taken. So I said, okay, you know what? Let's go with a little Spanish kind of mix. So it's DOS Owls.
Oh, it's DOS. It's not DOS, like the disc acronym. DOS Owls. All right, I have it. Okay. You should have spelled it DOSE. Then there would have been no confusion. DOS Owls. All right. Well, so I understand. So, why did you feel the need to create a device like that? Because are there not some pocket projectors? There have been a few pocket projectors out there. I've seen them out there. Why did you want to develop another projector? Why did you do this?
Yeah. So I mean, if you look at the current marketplace, there's pocket projectors out there, but you still need to connect it to a computer source. So it could get the internet, and the sound in that is really not great for movie watching. And so once you hook up a speaker, computer with all the wires that go along with it, it's really not an ideal situation. And I said, you know what, I think there's got to be some, and also pocket projectors are not strong enough. It's too weak. So we decided to create something that's all-in-one device. That's easy, portable, battery operated. It's almost like a little TV that you can carry with you that's connected to the internet.
That's cool. Now, Alex, I'm looking at everything on the Odin on on your Kickstarter page, and I'm wondering, you're mentioning that it's Android based, right?
Yes. So I just wanted to be able to watch Netflix.
Right.
And the only way to really truly do that is by having its own computer system inside.
Right.
And the cheapest and the best way really was using Android.
So looking at the pictures of the interface that I'm seeing on the Kickstarter page, let me just so I understand what's going on. It looks like you got, is that a touchpad on the top of it, and then it projects the menu onto the wall or onto the surface that you're projecting on, and you can go and you can select the Netflix or the Google Play or the Pandora or anything like that, and then just stream everything from there?
Yes.
Oh, and it's Bluetooth, so I can hook a Bluetooth keyboard up to it. So it's almost a complete computer in a box, in a tiny little box.
Totally. It's basically like a mini Apple computer with a projector system, because it has all the Wi-Fi, the Bluetooth. It just, it has the computer system, the Android ecosystem, and you have the projector system.
Nice. Okay.
And another important feature that I really wanted to do, have in that on the Odin was, let's say you're in the park outside during the daytime. If you switch the mode, it'll work like just like a little mini Jambox or JBL Bluetooth speaker.
Nice. This is pretty cool.
So, I think you're kind of telling us. I was going to ask you what makes the Odin different from other projectors on the market, but I think you're kind of telling us that now, and that what kind of image does it? I mean, what's the specs? I mean, how powerful or how bright or how dark does the room have to be in order to have this work effectively?
I think if it's during the daytime with all the shades drawn, and if it's about 3 yards away, you could see it with minimal indoor lighting by just turning off the light. Obviously, it's a portable. It's more in the. It's not. The important thing about this is it's portable. So I could have used a much more stronger optical engine, but that would have sucked up a lot more energy. So it was not feasible to have a battery operated. But it's actually it's just good enough that you can carry it with you, and you can even use it in the indoor settings with all the lights off.
Now, what is the light source? Is it an LED or?
Yes, it's an LED.
LEDs have come a long way. They're really getting bright. I just got an LED flashlight the other day that it's so bright you can almost blind somebody if you hit them in the eye with it. It's the technology certainly has come in the old days with LEDs. What kind of LED system do you use to make this happen?
So this is actually using the Texas Instruments. They're the ones that have all the IP behind it. And for this type of size, the optical size, this is the latest and the best one out there right now.
So how many lumens of light does it throw off?
So this is not, it's important to know it's ANSI.
ANSI, yeah,
and sometimes people talk about 2,000 lumens, 3,000 lumens, which is not really equivalent to NC lumens, but it's 115. And it's if you go on our website, there's some examples and the demos, and it's pretty powerful.
Wow.
Well, you wanted to go with something that's the brightest without consuming a lot of electricity, and certainly LEDs, I would think, are the way to go. I mean, that's they're the most efficient.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm looking at the demos on the website, and the picture is pretty amazing. For now, is it one LED that's projecting, or is it several LEDs? Walk us through that a little bit.
I know it's using this. I mean, obviously the technical details, probably like an optical engineer will do a much better job.
Okay.
But it's basically it's called a direct micro mirror display. And there's like the RGB, like the red, green, and blue lights, but they're using a bunch of mirrors to reflect one another and then get that powerful light.
Okay.
So in other words, they're using an optical. It's just not the direct LED itself. They're bouncing it off some mirrors to amplify the light.
Yes.
Wow, that is interesting. And obviously mirrors don't take any power, so basically you're getting something for there's no trade-off. You're getting a brighter light and not having to use more power.
Yeah, and like another, like a pretty well-known name for this is like a DLP. A lot of people have heard of DLP, and that's the same thing as DMD. This just happens to be the latest technology related to the DLP.
So let me ask you this. Can you talk a little bit about how you made the transition from one unrelated industry to another?
Yeah, so like, you know, after college I started out in finance and did that for 5 years and pretty much couldn't take it after 5 years, so I decided to start a custom shirt company online.
Oh, Charles would have loved that.
This is back
Started a what?
A custom shirt, T-shirt.
Oh yeah.
No, it's custom dress shirts.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
All right. Uh-huh.
And I was like, you know, I just needed some custom dress shirts, and I was like, you know what? I don't like my job, so I'm just going to go start my own, you know, custom online custom shirt company. And so that's how I got into the whole entrepreneurial type of spirit and mindset. Been doing that for about 8 years, and you know, I never had that experience or the background in terms of tailoring or sewing, but I was able to start the business. And you know, what I learned from that is if you find the right people and put the right team together, even with very little experience, you can gain that knowledge. You know, like Elon Musk is not a rocket scientist, but he's building rockets.
Yep.
All right. So you were you able to make a living for 8 years on selling shirts?
No, I had some like I actually taught finance on the side that actually paid pretty well for a period of time. So I was probably doing 2 or 3 jobs at the same time, doing consulting work on the side, teaching on the side, and also trying to, you know, create a business on the side.
Well, I mean, you really put yourself out there. I mean, weren't you afraid of failure? I mean, giving up a job that was, you know, paying you fairly well, to kind of chuck it all and say, I'm going to just make my own shirts. And I mean, everybody loves the entrepreneurial spirit, but at the same time, you got to put food on the table, right?
Yeah, you know, I was 26 at that time, so I didn't really have I still don't really, I'm not married yet, so
okay.
So I have that responsibility.
Ramen noodles, then.
Yeah, it's safe to eat ramen and pizza, yeah.
Okay. So you started off at so do you have any advice that you'd give to entrepreneurs?
Yeah, I think a lot of people think about, you know, doing their own thing, but they get this, they just can't do it. Obviously, if the person has an idea, you know, has somewhat of a financial stability. It doesn't have to be very stable, but you just need to, obviously, you have to be able to feed your family and stuff like that. Then you just need to start. I think starting is the biggest paralysis that people have because they try to analyze too much.
Yeah,
analysis leads to paralysis.
Yeah, if you never try, you're guaranteed to fail. If you try and fail, you'll learn another way to do it.
Yeah, and like I never knew how to get any of these 2 businesses done, but once you start, all these doors will open up for you that you've never even knew about. So, and that's not something that you can really plan on. So you just need to start and just dig and try to meet people and do whatever you can, and opportunities will open up for you.
So you had this idea for this projector, Odin, and what were the steps? I mean, what were the first things that you had to do?
So the first step was I really had no idea. I didn't even know the difference between a mechanical engineer and an industrial designer and a electrical engineer. I just had no clue. So I started talking to people. Actually, some of my clients were, some of my clothing clients were more on the technical side. So I asked them, did a lot of Wikipedia searches to figure out, okay, what's an embedded system? And what's a mechanical engineer? What's the difference between that? Just a lot of Wikipedia searches. The major thing was there's meetup groups across the nation. And you start to, if you go to one of those hardware or technology meetups, you get to meet a lot of people that have the same type of mindset, and you start talking to them, and they'll be like, oh, there's a little conference that you should go to. And for about a good 7-8 months, I was searching and doing a lot of research in the U.S., and I really couldn't find anyone to help me out in building this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I went to this conference, and I was actually trying to get it's actually a makers event in New York, a maker fair. I don't know if you've heard of. I was there for this conference,
Mm-hmm.
and I met this guy who was standing in line right behind me in the taco line, actually. And I was like, oh, what do you do? And he's like, oh, I'm an electrical engineer. I was like, oh, really? I'm looking for an electrical engineer. So we started talking, and we met a few days after. And then I hired him, and then he started looking at all the data and who's making what. And that really got me started into, that was a really big catalyst for me.
So if you hadn't gone for taco at that moment, you might not have met this guy, and it would have been a different story.
I mean, I
Tacos.
would have still gotten it done. It would have just took a little longer.
Like, well, that's now, and it was called the Maker Fair. Is that what it Maker Fair?
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah, so basically, you just needed to get out and do a little networking, and see what you did. So so you met the electrical engineer, and you started talking. What was the next step?
So the next step was, we needed to find the optical manufacturer. So, and the main optical DMD manufacturer is Texas Instruments. So we went on their website, and we just, dug around and did a lot of research. And, there's a list of vendors that they work with, and we got, we started talking to the vendors and the suppliers that they have. And I made a lot of progress when I just went over to China.
Really?
You
had to go to China, really?
Yeah, I went there a few times. I honestly tried to find electrical engineers in the firms that would help me in the U.S., like Boston, Philly, New York. I called them up.
And you ran into two very distinct problems. All U.S. companies, they're all about how much you're going to pay them for any sort of development and anything else, and it's usually in the several millions or several hundreds of thousands. And then it's all, you're on their waiting list for the right person. And so this is something I do in my business all the time, is we outsource a lot. I know it sounds horrible, and I'm a bad American. I get it. I can get, for lack of a better term, better quality work overseas for a more appropriate price than I can here in the U.S. It's like buying a Harley Davidson. It's only like 20% actual engineering skill, and the rest of it is all name. I can buy and I was talking to my wife about this earlier. I can buy a comparable, if not better equipped motorcycle for $4,000, and from Harley Davidson, it's going to cost me $10,000-$12,000 for a comparable motorcycle. So yeah, I get it. I outsource. Go overseas. It's a great place to be.
Yeah, and if you look at all the electronics, it's all made in Shenzhen, China.
It's all there anyway, right?
Yeah, so they make it anyway. So why not just go over there? Trying to get anything made over there is so much easier and faster.
Mm-hmm. Well, how do you begin to? What do you buy a ticket to China? And how do you use the internet to research who you're going to contact? That's a big.
Right.
It's a big country.
I had absolutely no idea. I went to Alibaba and
yeah,
and got some names, and I just visited them, and I found out that they had a really small office. They told me they were a manufacturer, but in reality they were just a sales team in this really dingy office. And I've had my bad experiences, but you just gotta give yourself an opportunity, and then if you just meet one person, they can open up doors for you.
Yep.
And did you finally meet that one person?
Yeah. Yes, and then once that happened.
Yeah, but we're talking how much time? You're going to China. You're not familiar with the country. I don't know if you speak the language. I do
not speak Chinese, but I've done business in Hong Kong because of my clothing business. Mm-hmm. So I felt, Hong Kong and Shenzhen is very different, but I felt comfortable just kind of going there. That most of the Chinese people in Shenzhen, they don't speak English, which was a little bit problematic in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. But you were able to find I mean, you're making it sound easier, but I have a feeling that it was quite a lot of work to find the right people and the right, and for the right. How long did it take you to finally get things started?
Well, I didn't get anywhere for about 8 months.
Okay, and you were in China for 8 months.
No. Like when I was here in the U.S.
Okay, all right.
And then when I went over to China, I was probably there for about a week, and I just contacted, did some internet searches and, try to meet with them, and just trying to get like a phone number to, exchange with the person that doesn't speak English is a very difficult process.
Yeah.
But sometimes the bosses and the CEOs, they'll speak English, so you could get around that way. It's never great, but it is what it is, and it's a lot cheaper than having someone here.
Now, what put you on Alibaba? Like I've only heard a handful of people actually mention that site as far as helping develop and helping find the right materials and things of that nature. What sent you there?
Alibaba?
Uh-huh.
I mean, Alibaba, from what I've heard, is and from my experience, if you want to get something made, something cheap, let's say like T-shirts, and you want to make great quantities, and you just go there and say they have a directory of all the manufacturers and salespeople, but a lot of the times, you don't know if they're telling you the truth or not. But
right.
you just need to go there and kind of do your own due diligence.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, I mean, I've heard about the site once or twice before, and we've got a prototype device that it was recommended to us to go out there and have somebody manufacture just our prototypes. But it's just weird. I've run across only a few people who know of it, and it's actually kind of a big deal. So.
No, Alibaba is like the biggest. They just did an IPO, or they're going to do an IPO for like $15-20 billion in the U.S.
Yeah. But don't tell anybody in the U.S. Shh. Yeah.
So you've gotten to the point now where you have a prototype. You finally got the people together. You found the place in China that was going to assemble this or give you the components to, I mean, this is not an easy thing to do. I mean, my gosh, you have to have it. You have to making a prototype is quite complex. You had it designed. You have it. I assume you had an industrial designer to design what it was. Yeah, exactly. You have the engineer to actually create this, and you finally come up with a prototype after spending 8 months in the U.S. Can't find it. You spent a few weeks in China. You're putting all these things together, and you're getting it down. I mean, to me, it seems almost insurmountable, the amount of work that has to be done. But you've done this so far, and you've decided to take this to Kickstarter. Why?
I was in finance before, and I know what happens when you actually raise money. With my first business, with the clothing business, I did not want any outside investors, because if you have investors, you have bosses, basically. But one bad thing about not having outside investors is you don't have any money, which sucks. And I bootstrapped that. I bootstrapped my first business, so I told myself that I'm not going to bootstrap my business because it's so damn painful. Yeah. So why Kickstarter is because you could test the market, you could get orders, and they'll give you the money for the first production. So it kind of helps out with the working capital side of it. And since I am going to raise money, when you can actually show some positive numbers and raising money, then you get a much higher valuation. And that's the basic reason why I did that.
So how is that going for you right now?
So we're at $185,000 with about 17 days to go to reach $250,000.
$184,273 with 363 backers.
Right, 17 days to go. Do you think you're going to make it?
Yeah, I'm optimistic. Basically, Kickstarter has a pretty standard funding curve. There's a big bump in the beginning, and there's a big bump at the end. In the middle, it's just slow for most projects, unless there are projects that just kind of take off, like those things just raise a ridiculous amount of money, and they just keep on going. But for a lot of the businesses or the projects, you know, you have a little bump in the beginning, and you have a bump at the end, and in the middle, it's all just like no man's land, and it sucks when you're in the middle. But I'm hoping for that bump at the end.
Now you have some very good reviews here on Kickstarter. You know, TechCrunch calls you badass, and Odin represents an entirely new class of electronics. I mean, you're getting some really nice press.
Well, think about it this, though, Craig. Think about it. So imagine taking, not you, because you're an iPhone person, but, you know, imagine taking that iPhone, you know, and just being able to walk into a room and, how many times have you shared a video or played music or done something where you wanted a room full of people to understand it, and you're walking around showing them, like, look here, look at the screen, look this here, look at this, you know, that gets old. Imagine you're walking in, and basically, and I think, and Alex, tell me if this is coming in the future, but if you add, 3G or 4G connectivity to this device, you basically got a smartphone with a projector on it. So you can just set it down, turn it on, Netflix, my picture library, my latest presentation, because I see that it's Android based, so I can do Google Apps on it, my presentations on it, and that is it. That's now all I have to carry into a meeting. I can just pull this thing out of my pocket, set it on the table, power it up, maybe plug it into power if it's going to be longer than the projected 2-hour battery life on it, and I can now be like, oh look, and in this slide, ladies and gentlemen, it's and from what it looks like, it's no bigger than one of the what were those things? The external CD-ROM drives, right?
Yeah, it's just a little bit thicker. And that's because of the speakers, but it's 6 inches long, 1.8 inches thick, and 3.5 or 4 inches in terms of width.
Yeah.
So it's like a medium-sized paperback book size.
Very, very small. I'm looking at just some of the images of here, and
it's beautiful. I mean, it is a phenomenal idea. And Alex, I'm jealous that I didn't come up with it first, but it's. I mean,
you have to go to China.
Well, the speaker edition is there. It looks very gorgeous. It looks elegant, and I mean, again, I see some of the animation or the drawings that you have down here. It's weird because you got a guy that looks like he's running a Windows instance, you know, with just a Bluetooth keyboard and this little projector. But I used to do this with my machines. I used to have my projector be my computer screen, so I'd have 147 inches of screen and just go to town on it. But the problem was the projector sucked. It was just I had to figure out ways to do different things with the projector. But now the projector is the computer. It is the device that's feeding all of this media. So this is amazing. This is pretty cool. And I didn't realize it until now. It's got an HDMI, but it's not HDMI out. It's HDMI in. So you can hook anything into it.
You could put an Xbox in there or PlayStation and then play it.
This thing is awesome. The more I read about it, the more I'm like, man, I need to start doing some clicking on Kickstarter here. But this is pretty cool. I mean, literally, you're now. I'm wondering how the touch interface works. Does it?
It's like a mouse pad.
It's a mouse pad, right? So just mouse over. You've got Google. And it's an Android. It's an Android-powered device, so anything that is capable on your Android device for streaming media and everything else, you can do on the Odin, and you can do it with I'm looking for the screenshot of the Google Play Store, or not Google Play, but the Google Media, the Play Video one, where you just go, you select the video, and you're done. You know, this is amazing. Hats off to you, sir. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, another way to kind of think about it is, all the internal components are very similar to a tablet, except it doesn't have the touch screen. So it's a tablet plus a projector and a mouse pad on top.
Yeah, this is cool.
It is. And now, did you have to write? You had to write software for this to make it all work?
I mean, the software is, its operating system is Android, but the firmware, the electrical engineers do that. Personally, I can't do it.
Okay.
But the electrical engineers can do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the same thing with any of the entrepreneurs. Look at Steve Jobs. He wasn't a coder. He got people to do it for him. I mean, that's certainly acceptable. It makes a lot of sense. We got some more questions, but we're at the bottom of the hour here. So what we're going to do, Alex, we'll take a little commercial break, and then we'll continue on. All right?
Okay, great.
All right, you're listening to the Computer America Show on the Blog Talk Radio Network, on the Boost Radio Network, on the IRN Radio Network. We're talking to Alex Yu, The product is named Odin from DOS Owls. Mini projector. We'll continue on with them. We've got a news tips bulletin from Marty Winston coming up too. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Hey everyone, have you heard about the No hair removal device that's sweeping the globe? If you want to go weeks without shaving and get smooth, professional quality results, here's our favorite host, Cheryl, for No hair removal.
Thanks. Hey gals, I love talking about my No. It's this cute little hair removal system that you can take with you and use almost anywhere at home or on the road. No more expensive in-office treatments, painful waxing, and no more wasting your valuable time. Got unwanted facial hair? No has patented Thermocon technology that works on all hair and skin colors, so it's perfect for using on all body parts. And now you can take advantage of this incredible risk-free trial. Get the No, the facial kit, a travel case, and a $100 discount shopping card, and you don't risk a penny to try it. Try the incredible No hair completely risk-free. Call 1-800-953-5415. That's 800-953-5415. 800-953-5415.
Looking for a best friend? Brother Wolf Animal Rescue has your best friend waiting just for you. The mission is to protect and enhance the lives of companion animals and the people who love them. Their no-kill rescue shelter is open year-round, making it easy for people to adopt their best new friend. This year, Brother Wolf will find homes for over 2,400 orphan dogs, puppies, cats, and kittens. All have ended up as an orphan through no fault of their own. Brother Wolf has created a safe, nurturing environment where these special animals can heal emotionally and physically until they find a lifelong home. Their life-saving transport program brings dogs and puppies from overcrowded shelters in the south to rescues in the north where homes are easier to find. Brother Wolf Animal Rescue is a 501c3 organization. To learn more about their life-saving work and to make a donation, visit their website at www.bwar.org. That's www.bwar.org. Help to realize Brother Wolf's vision when no animal is euthanized for lack of a home.
Who's a good boy?
Hi, this is Marty Winston for Computer America with a News Tips Bulletin review of the Lenmar Undead Power Helix 11 amp hour power puck. You could easily get excited about the 11,000 milliamp hour rating of the lithium polymer battery in the Lenmar Undead Power Helix. But for us, its most exciting thing is it fully supports a 4.4 amp current draw, 2.4 amps through a tablet port at the same time as 1 amp each through 2 other ports. Sure, that makes it an outstanding travel companion, but it also makes it a very clever addition to a car's center console, where it can keep gaining charge whenever the car's running, but keep charging whatever you've plugged into it, 3 other items, even when the car is off. Or if you've got to be away from outlets, take it with you. Bottom line, of all the power pucks we've seen so far, the most powerful proposition is in the Undead Power Helix from Lenmar. This is Marty Winston at the News Tips Bulletin for Computer America.
And thank you for that News Tips Bulletin, Marty. Welcome back to the Computer America show. Craig and I are talking to Alex Yu from DOS Owl. It's just funny to say, about the new Odin Android-powered micro projector. That's a cool way of saying it. We are 33 minutes after the hour in the first hour, and if you guys have a question, comment for me, Craig, or Alex, and you want to get more information on it, give us a call, 347-884-8881. The number again, 347-884-8881 will get you on and get you through, or shoot us an email to live@computeramerica.com, or join us over on computeramerica.com in our live interactive add-on chat room. Do a little bit of navigating. You just go to the chat room page. Immediately above that chat room, you get to see the live interactive video brought to you by our friends over at Otherworld Computing over at MacSales.com. Great stuff, great people for all your Mac needs. Check them out, MacSales.com.
All right, so getting back to this, your Kickstarter project, you know, you're at 184,000 and change, looking for 17 days to go. But now, what if for some reason you don't meet the pledge? You have to give all that money back. I mean, what happens?
That's different. Kickstarter actually doesn't release the money unless they make their pledge.
Oh, okay.
So they don't ever actually get it, right, Alex? You don't get it unless you hit that $250,000 mark.
Yep, I have to meet it.
Yeah.
So that's money that's sort of waiting for you, but you can't touch it until you make it. And that makes a lot of sense because I guess the people want to get their money back if you don't make it. But just because you don't make it on Kickstarter doesn't mean the project isn't going to make it, right? I mean, you already have things going.
Yeah, no, it's just basically the biggest cost is for me. The prototype, I've already kind of funded that, and that's been prepaid to the engineers. But the tooling, which is like the molding, that costs a lot of money, and to get the contract manufacturer to do the first mass production run, you need to have a minimum that you have to meet, and it just the tooling costs and the minimum production run requires minimum $250,000.
So you really have to believe in this product, obviously, because you're investing your own money. Have you thought of any venture capitalists, any VCs?
Yeah, I mean, we will approach them after Kickstarter. I just want to know how we're going to do. Well, it's always easier to approach them after have some numbers to show them.
Well, yeah, there's that worry. I mean, because if you approach a venture capitalist and then you say. And the first thing out of your mouth is, we tried Kickstarter, but we didn't make our amount. I mean, that doesn't work in your favor, does it? I mean, you want to be able to go to them and say, hey, we went there and we made the amount of money that we were looking for, and then some. I mean,
yeah, it's risky, but I felt good about it.
Well, I mean, it also comes down to this. I mean, Kickstarter is not the end-all, be-all of crowdfunding. I mean, there's Indiegogo, there's a couple other ones out there, but you've got a product, and just reading from the stuff that you've got on your Kickstarter, everybody's excited about this one. Now, what I'm hoping Alex is chasing down is teaming up with Google to get the is it XBMC? What's the protocol that is used for Chromecast? Having that attached to this, like, imagine that one, Craig. You plug a Chromecast into this little bad boy, right? You've got unlimited everything, and it's controlled by your phone. Yeah, because it's got everything built into it. But
and like Roku, like, kind of bypasses all of that and bypasses a TV in many ways, and it's. We basically, like Roku and like Apple TV, what they're trying to do is, they're trying to control everything that you do. Mm-hmm. And what we're doing is we have an open Android system, and you can just have access to all the apps.
That is nice. I mean,
it's a smart TV without the need to wall mount something.
Exactly. And you could put it on the ceiling, and that's one of the cool. There's a new update that we just put up, the video where it'll project onto the ceiling because it rotates up.
Yeah. It's cool. It's cool.
Now, when you project it up on the wall, though, it's not a rectangle; it becomes a parallelogram, right? Because
so it's got to be kind of like straight on.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have a keystone feature, so maybe in the future it will. So straight on or straight up to the ceiling is good.
Okay. A keystone feature would what? It would adjust the image from.
Yeah, that would just make it rectangle but smaller.
Okay, got it. Okay. So what size image can people expect to get with this?
It really depends on your size of the living room and the wall that you have. So every 1 yard is 25 inches. So if it's 3 yards away from the wall, it's a 75-inch screen, and it's infinite. But you just need a lot more darkness if you go farther away.
Yeah, and the resolution too. Obviously, is going to start. After you pull it back too far, it's gonna hurt the resolution, isn't that?
No, the resolution is okay. It's just that it's not going to be as bright because the light is diffused over a larger surface area.
Do you think you'll have as time goes by and you have success with this, you'll come out with brighter models?
Yeah. So like this one for the portable model, this was the only option that I really had. Mm-hmm. But I imagine having a home version. Imagine having like a business version.
Well, now you're competing, but now you're competing with things like Epson and companies like that who make these mammoth projectors. That, of course, those cost tens of thousands of dollars.
But that puts us in the question, Alex. Your price point. What are you hoping to retail this thing for?
I think in the beginning, I'm not really going to retail it. It's pretty much going to be direct sales online and crowdfunding and pre-sale. maybe after about 12 months, after we get more online and direct sales opportunity figured out, then we'll go, and actually the branding is really important, get the branding out, and then we'll go out to the Best Buys and the Radio Shacks of the world.
Well, but you don't have like a projected cost for this thing yet, though.
What's that?
You don't have a projected cost for it yet?
No, the cost, this one's going to be about, I'm trying to keep it under $275.
Okay.
$275, that's not bad at all.
Selling it for $500. Important thing is make a little money on the profit, but we're not going to make a lot. It's just pretty much getting a start, and once we have more volume and once TI decides to lower the intellectual property costs, then the price will come down.
I'm curious again. You keep mentioning TI. I always think of TI and calculators and stuff. When you think of optics, though, don't you think like Carl Zeiss? Lenses. Rather than Texas Instruments for the lenses.
Yeah, well, lens manufacturing is different, but the DMD technology, like TI is like they make a lot of microchips. So this actually has a microchip inside, built by TI that requires for this optical to work.
Okay, all right. So it's fully integrated, as you're saying. It's a one-stop shop. So that makes it easier for you, though, too, doesn't it? You don't have to go to combining several different components. I know, for example, with Logitech, they talk about their webcams and it has the Zeiss, lenses, Carl Zeiss lenses.
You mean like this one over here?
Yeah, like that one over there.
Yeah, so like my optical guy manufacturer, they actually make for Canon. So they're the manufacturer that makes the optical lens for Canon. So like I feel like our optical is really good. It's really good quality, really clear.
Well, Canon, yeah, absolutely. That's they make some amazing camera products. So, okay, so I guess what's the next step for you? What do you do?
Next step is finish crowdfunding on Kickstarter.
With 17 more days, exactly.
With 17 more days, successfully do it. And I'm going to start raising a small amount of money. It's all relative, but I need to raise a little bit of money to work on the second product that we're working on, the second prototype. A complete different product than Odin. It's called Eno. I want to get that thing started.
What is it? What is it? It's called what? Eno?
I-N-O.
Eno. Okay. What is Eno?
Eno is I can't give you full details yet, but it's I think it'll be a much bigger product and easier to understand than the Odin.
Really? You have people finding it difficult to understand what a projector is and what?
Well, they are having a hard time understanding or grasping the concept of having Android inside a projector because they have a preconception of you always need to connect it to something. So like I'm having a hard time. It's Android. So, it's an Android, and I have to keep repeating that to people.
No, it's built on it. It's an Android. It's take your phone, micro HDMI it out to a projector. That's exactly what this is. Now compress it.
Exactly. So you're after this you're not gonna take too much on. You think you're going to have both running at the same time, or don't you think this is going to be if this takes off, is this going to monopolize most of your time?
You mean the second product or the?
No, Odin. Odin. I mean, if Odin makes you make what you want to do with it, and you start moving it, will you have enough time to start a second product at this point?
Yeah, actually, the second product is almost like we're probably about 80% there in terms of the prototype already.
Oh.
I like to move in parallel.
Okay. All right.
It's just personality thing, I think.
Well, no, that's smart. If you can do it, though, it's not. It's easier said than done. So.
Yeah, and like we have a team of engineers that we have like a 10-person team, so I want to utilize them as much as possible.
Okay. Now, we've got another Kickstarter company that we're actually working with, and they're developing some home automation tools. And the first thing we asked them, because I am a certified ethical hacker, so professionally it's my job to break your device. It brings to mind, what kind of security mechanisms do you have built in here? You're following down the Android path, with the ability to have App Store stuff on this. You can get potentially Gmail and other personal information attached to it. With it being Android powered, in order to have these apps, you have to have a Google account and so on and so forth. What are you doing to?
So this is like 99.8% Google from the factory. And what we're doing is we're just making it prettier and then kind of modifying the home page to make it feel more like a TV instead of a phone.
Okay.
So it has all
now,
the
do you have
you expect from like a Nexus type of phone, except for the phone feature.
Now, it's got Bluetooth built into it, so it's Bluetooth pairing for just audio, or is it Bluetooth pairing for like sharing and all that other stuff? The connection between the two, what is that on? Is it just to use the speakers, or is it can I Bluetooth share files and whatnot to it?
So like Bluetooth keyboard, Bluetooth mouse, Bluetooth microphone. I think there's could be like 7 to 8 devices connected all at once theoretically. But we've connected like 3 devices at the same time. And for the speaker, it's not really for video type of beaming, but it's more for like sound files.
Okay.
So like you could have a Pandora playing on your phone and then beam it into the Bluetooth speaker.
Okay.
All right. Cool. So we got 17 more days to go. If you are interested in this, you can go to the Kickstarter website and check it out for yourself. You can actually go to our website at computeramerica.com and click on the show notes under the archive and pull down menu. You'll see show notes, and you'll see today's show, June the 20th, and you can see we have it there. We have the DOS Owls website. You can also go to their Kickstarter page, and you can see all the different things, watch the videos, and check it out for yourself. I mean, I really do wish you the best of luck, Alex. I think this is a very cool product, and certainly a good use for it. It's just, you've got a few hurdles to get over, but it looks like that you're doing quite well, and hopefully you'll be able to find that magic thing that makes it happen. Obviously, there's a market for it. People are interested in it, So I think you should do quite well with this once you get it going.
Yeah, I'm keeping my fingers crossed, and thank you.
Yeah, well, that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to give you some more publicity. I mean, you got some great press on it so far, and some great write-ups that you can see on the Kickstarter webpage. Some good things, and just trying to draw people's attention to it as well. Do you think you're ever going to have an iOS version of this, or is this strictly going to be Android?
No, I mean...
Never! Apple will never allow him to put iOS on this device. Are you crazy? I mean, if he gets bought by Apple, maybe you'll get iOS on it. But until that day, no. Stay with Android. Yeah. Stay far away from the iOS.
Yeah, I mean, Apple's buying, Beats now, which I don't really understand, but...
Are you? That's what you need to do, Alex. Okay, if you want to get bought by Apple now with Odin, what you need to do now is put a big red B on the side of it, and then they'll buy it all day. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put a big red B on the side of everything and be like, look, I don't make any extra audio stuff, but now you're cool, I guess.
Oh my goodness! All right. Anything else you'd like to let our listeners know about Odin before we say goodnight? I mean, we talked about most of it, but if there's anything else that you'd like to let people know, I mean, obviously you got 17 days more to go, and anything else that you'd like to mention?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to look. This is kind of, I like to think that it's a little bit ahead of its time. It's not quite. People are like, I have a TV, why would I need it? But in reality, like, just imagine, where you can take it with you camping, you could watch movies in the most unexpected places, and it just gives you a lot of portability that you've never had before with any other type of device like this.
Yeah, I think that you're right. Well, best of luck to you on this, and again, you can check it out at the You can check out the Kickstarter campaign. You can also go to the DOSOWLS, DOSOWLS.com, and that also has a link to the Kickstarter. But they have videos there. You can read all of it, and see for yourself what this is. What this is that you in the picture, by the way?
The long hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. Okay. And just looking at this, there's a picture of it next to a keyboard. It really is. It is really very small. It looks really cool, and I do wish you the best of luck with this. So
well, thank you very much.
Yeah, and thank you so much for being with us here tonight on Computer America. And again, best of luck. Hey, listen, after it comes to fruition, everything, you should call us and come back on the show. All right?
Yeah, definitely. And I also want to, introduce Eno.
Oh yes. Well, you'll be able to talk about that too when that happens. Absolutely. All right, Alex. Thanks again for being with us here. All right. Thank you again.
All right. Have a good night.
Take care. Good night.
Bye.
All right. So, Charles, what do you think?
I think it's a cool product. I think he's got a good future behind it. I think it's going to be he's going to run into issues where he's going to have to compete with the bigger ones, with the bigger projectors out there that are doing it. I mean, you can get for the resolution that he's doing, for the screen looms and everything else that he's doing, you can get a pretty comparable larger size projector for around the same price. Well, he's trying to get it under $275, which is still amazing, which would still be great. But it's I think he's going to have a barrier to get into. But I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, I think he'll do well. He's obviously very, very motivated. Listen, we got lots more coming up. We have some computer technology news stories coming up in hour 2 of the show. But I just wanted to again bring your attention to a couple things, and that is our contest. We're going to have our show reminder winner of the week coming up, but also our Logitech contest finishes tonight. That's right, at 12 a.m. Eastern Time. We're going to shut the door, and then that's it. And then over the weekend we'll draw the 3 winning names. We have 3 terrific prizes we're going to be giving away from Logitech. The Logitech HD Webcam C310. The second place prize is the Logitech G400S gaming mouse, and the grand prize is the Logitech UE600 noise isolating earphones valued at $120. All you have to do is send us an email with your full name, shipping address, and phone number, and send it to contest@computeramerica.com. That's it. And then you can make the drawing. Now, again, all of our contests are completely confidential. We give this information out to no one. The only time we give it to Logitech is that if you win, so we'll give it your contact info for them so that you can so they can mail you your prize. But that's pretty much it. Okay, it's all simple. So enter in all of our contests at ComputerAmerica.com. You'll have a lot of fun doing so, and you might win something really nice. Also, want to take this opportunity to talk about our limited special offer from ProXPN. Again, time's running out on this. That's right. It's for a limited time. ProXPN, and if you don't know what that is, it's an open VPN solution. Okay. Because whenever you go online these days, you could be at risk, with your privacy being compromised, especially when you use an open Wi-Fi connection. But quite frankly, even when you're at home, your internet service provider usually monitors where you go and what you do. You might think they don't, but they do. And if you do something that exceeds some of their guidelines, like you're maybe sucking down too much internet, even though you have this great unlimited plan, but they're going to throttle you back. They could do all that. They can throttle you back. They can block whatever it is you may be doing. And, of course, if you're looking at content from other countries, you could be susceptible to being restricted. But with ProXPN, you don't have to worry about any of that. It's an open VPN solution hosted not only here in the United States, but globally as well, like Amsterdam, London, and Singapore. So when you're online, you actually appear as though you're located in those cities. Okay? And it's 100% secure. I use it. A lot of my staff uses it. The encryption is very strong, 2,048 bits. Encryption tunnel is 512 bits. Basically, it's the way the internet was intended to be. It protects you online and it protects your privacy. Now, we want you to use ProXPN. Making no secret about it. We all use it. We want you to try it for yourself. So, whenever and wherever you go online, your privacy is not going to be compromised. If you have a desktop, ProXPN has a Mac and a Windows version that gives you advanced controls. You can select ports. You can connect the startup. Here's something really cool. You can select which programs should be shut down in case your VPN connection goes down and your anonymity has been compromised. I love that feature. So here's the deal. Now you can download ProXPN for free and use it, but the premium version is so much better and faster. It's normally just $10 a month or $75 a year, but if you enter in the code COMPAM, that's short for Computer America, COMPAM, COMPAM, you'll get an additional 20% off any membership you choose. And once you do that, it's good forever, not just the one time. Okay, so that's less than $5 a month when you go for the yearly plan. Look, you need this if you ever go online, and if you listen to the show, you know you need it. This is the best VPN I've tried, and again, it's proxpn.com. Is COMPAM. Look, just go to our website, computeramerica.com. It's right there on our home page. You'll see it, the big ProXPN logo. Just click on that, and then click anywhere on that page. It'll take you to the special page that we have set up at ProXPN. Put in the code COMPAM. You will see all the prices drop down 20% of any membership that you choose. It's ProXPN forever. Just do it.
So I know Craig just went on like a 3-minute spiel about ProXPN, but I'm going to try and summarize this for those of you out there who really want to know why ProXPN is what you should be using. Okay. The Fed monitors everything. Your ISP can see everything that you're doing. If you want it so that they can no longer do that, get a VPN solution. ProXPN is on the top of the list, but there are hundreds of them out there. Check out ProXPN. Use the Computer America CompAM code. Get out there. The number one reason you want to do this is if you're running a VPN, I can't tell what you're doing, and I'm a professional hacker. Your ISP can't monitor your connections, and if you've ever gotten one of those really stupid "we know what you did last summer" type letters in the mail from your ISP, this will stop it.
Yeah, exactly. I've had a number of people say, hey, Craig, you know, what is this? How do they know what I'm doing? I said, well, it's your ISP. You know, they can monitor whatever you do. Well, that's terrible. Well, then you need to use something like ProXPN. And they won't be able to do it anymore. They won't know who you are or where you are. That's the whole, that's the whole idea behind it. And again, you can do the free version, but quite frankly, you don't want the free version because it's very slow. If you're doing anything of any consequence on the internet, you need the big broadband speeds.
And if you're actually scared of setting it up, proxpn.com, those guys will have a really good tutorial. But if you're a Computer America listener and you want additional help doing it, don't call me any time other than on the show. Give me a call. 347-884-8881. Number again, 347-884-8881. And I will gladly walk you through how to protect your anonymity on the internet using ProXPN.
And when you get the membership, if you do it and you're not happy with it for whatever reason, and I think they give you a trial time, you can get your money back. But you're going to love it. I mean, I use it on my Mac. It's seamless. It's just a little icon appears in the upper right-hand corner, and you just select it. You say, okay, activate, and it's done. You can have it do that. Yeah, you can even have it do it automatically if you want to.
Enhance.
Enhance. Enhance. Okay.
Where are all my photos?
I don't know. They're gone.
Ooh, I forgot I had that one. That's going to be my new wallpaper for tonight.
Oh, okay. We see something new?
Well, I frequently switch my wallpaper because I'm one of those people that feel that wallpaper should be personal to you and it should be something you enjoy looking at.
Yes.
So I have these really interesting wallpapers that I enjoy, and like what is this, a Full House we've got here in cards, and it's a really nice picture. I've got the weird blue screen of death. I've got what is this one? I forget what this one is. Oh, it's like the Firefox dragon. And then I've got my famous world burning picture because I like that one.
By the way, Lunchbox is in the chat room. He says that he's not at his computer. He's using his phone. You can use ProXPN for your phone too. I mean, they have it.
Wait, Lunchbox?
Yeah, Lunchbox. That's in the chat room. Mm-hmm.
He's on his phone in the chat room?
No, he's just saying he uses his phone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But that's something else you can do that most people don't realize. Like if you have like a VPN solution like ProXPN on your phone, and you've got hotspot capability on your phone, and you connect up to 5 devices to your mobile device, all of those connections are going to that same VPN. So it's pretty cool.
That's it, exactly. All right. He says I'm making things up. Maybe I misunderstood him. This is the Computer America Show on the Blog Talk Radio Network, on the Boost Radio Network, on the IRN Radio Network. We got Hour 2. We've got news stories brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. That's all coming up, plus the show reminder winner of the week. Stay with us.
Broadcasting live. It's the only national radio talk show on computers to air every weeknight. Computer America. Hosted by national columnist Craig Crossman. First hour's behind us. Still more of tech news, tech talk, and your phone calls. We're being beamed nationwide at ComputerAmerica.com. You got computer problems? Bring them on. You're listening to Computer America. Computers run the world, and we run computers. Call us or send us an email to live@ComputerAmerica.com.
Hello and welcome into Hour 2 of the nation's longest-running, nationally syndicated radio talk show on computers. This is the Computer America Show, and I'm your host, Craig Crossman.
Nom, 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 Taco Bell. Nom, nom, nom. I'm your co-host, stuffing his face, certified ethical hacker, Charles Tendo.
So I understand Lunchbox is going to the hospital, and so the only way he can listen to us will be on Skype and not have any chat. That's what he was talking about.
I love that. He's in the chat room on his phone. What wizardry is this? Magic Jack wizardry.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I've been trying to use the Computer America chat room on my mobile devices for the longest because I can do the Hangouts from my my tablets, but I haven't been able to do it yet.
Well, you don't have Java running. That's why.
Mm.
I'm hoping. I keep hoping against hope that add-on chat is going to move to the HTML5 platform, and so we won't have to use Java anymore. I hate Java. I'm sorry, I do. It's just caused nothing but problems for us.
Well, I mean, you're a decaf drinker, aren't you?
I drink coffee from time to time. Actually, coffee is my favorite flavored ice cream. So I do like coffee. I like coffee a lot. We have a Keurig system here. I can't believe Keurig is going to put copy protection on their K-cups, so you
That's
can't.
retarded.
Other, I still can't believe that. I'm still reeling from that news story.
Well, like, it's if you go and you look at the legit Keurig ones.
Yeah.
They have the Keurig logo on the side, and I'm sure those people have licensed, the Keurig brand to be able to make these K-cups, right? But you still get the weird one-off generic brands that are like, look, we can do this too. And I mean, I don't see a problem with it, and I think they're going to limit themselves. I think they're going to cut themselves out of a lot because the people who are using the generic ones are still buying a Keurig. They're still buying the device they need, and they're still going to have to get, maintenance and updates. Why not just put out something that says using a non-approved K-cup could cause damage to your Keurig? Done.
Oh, Greg just came into the chat room, and I'm asking have a HTML5 version of add-on chat. Evidently, he's with add-on chat.
Greg.
So we hate Java, but we love add-on chat, Greg. I've never seen a better chat room than add-on chat, and I just really hope you guys come up with an HTML5 version. So I've asked them that in the chat room. We'll see if he acknowledges it. Anyway, we got computer and technology news. That's all coming up in hour 2. Of course, we have our show reminder of winner of the week. Wait a minute, what are we saying? Now he's saying, wait a minute, we are currently working on a non-Java chat. No plugins required, no ETA, but it can't come soon enough. I agree with you there, Greg. Boy, oh boy, we would love to see that happen. Lunchbox says vaporware. Lunchbox doesn't give anybody a break. Please join us in the chat room at ComputerAmerica.com. You'll see it on our video/chat room under the first pull-down menu, or we have a button there as well that'll take you right into the chat room and our add-on chat room. Yeah. He says, I understand your dislike for Java. Now we dislike it too. Okay, good. Yeah, exactly. Java-free add-on chat, gluten-free too, according to Jonathan. Just please join us in the chat room. It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun people in there. and just kind of commenting on things that we do here on the show. And it's just please join us there, or call us at 347-884-8881, or join us on our live video streaming page, brought to you by Otherworld Computing. Visit them at maxsales.com. I gave some of their the hidden places you can go on at maxsales.com to get some really great bargains. You knew this, but anything you order that's over $49, you get free ground shipping, which covers for 80% of the country. That's like 2 days, which is nice. And if you're looking for memory, be it legacy memory or current memory, portable batteries, accessories, everything is there. Check them out at maxsales.com. All right, so let's do some computer news. You ready, Charles?
Do I have a choice?
Yes.
No.
Tonight's computer and technology news is brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. You can visit them at slimwareutilities.com to clean, speed up, and optimize your Windows system for free.
Free! See, Ben can't do that. See?
Oh,
that's right.
Ben can't do that.
Totally cooler than Ben.
Exactly. Charles said, "What would you do without me?" And
and he was like, "I'll call Ben." I was like, "Oh, touche."
But you never know if you get poisoned by a hamburger or something.
Oh dear God! Stay away from McDonald's. This is your public service announcement, courtesy of Computer America. Remember, the opinions and views of the people on the Computer America show are that of the hosts and perhaps the guests. It is not necessarily the opinion of our broadcast network. McDonald's sucks. Stay away from it.
There goes another sponsor.
Yeah. Oh. Were you hoping to get a sponsor from McDonald's?
Of course.
If you're hoping to get a sponsor from McDonald's, please call Craig Crossman on his gold iPhone 5S and let him know. And if you promise to not make me eat your burgers, I will totally let Craig talk about how tasty they are and will not interrupt him.
So what if they offer me $1 million for sponsorship? If I go.
Now they're going to say $1 million for sponsorship, but you can't let Charles bash us, and that means you're going to only make $500,000 because that's what you're going to have to pay me, or fire me, or be like, Charles is no longer with us. And then I'm just going to lurk and call in every once in a while and be like, McDonald's is evil, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
Oh gosh. All right, well, let's start off with some computer news. And this first story from VB News, Google extends its connected home play in 555 million drop cam buy. That's an expensive camera. $555 million? Okay. All right. Well, after much speculation, Google-owned Nest has officially acquired connected camera company Dropcam.
Well, we knew that was coming because, Google is making this huge push into the connected home and the quote, Internet of Things, which just makes the hacker in me happy.
Well, Google announced the deal in a blog post today. It comes out to $555 million in cash, according to Recode. Dropcam will remain independent until the deal closes, and it will then proceed to integrate with Nest. Actually, from the Nest founder and engineering head blogs post, it says, eventually the plan is for us to work together to reinvent products that will help shape the future of the conscious home and bring our shared vision to more and more people around the world. It goes on and goes on to say. Anyway, when Google bought Nest, many believed Nest would collect energy consumption data for possible storage and use by Google. At the time, Rogers addressed those fears, and he's doing something similar today and talking about the Dropcam deal. But even so, privacy questions could come up anew. Really? Okay. Dropcam's cameras capture virtually every aspect of the lives of families. The images collected by the camera are transmitted online to people's smartphones. Dropcam has been a high-profile customer of public cloud Amazon Web Services. Once Dropcam becomes a Google company, It will be fascinating to see if the cloud-based infrastructure for Dropcam transfers over to Google's public cloud, the Google Compute Engine. Dropcam employees will relocate from their office in San Francisco to Nest's office in Palo Alto, California. Last month, Dropcam unveiled the $29 Dropcam tab sensor. Dropcam also announced a people detection feature. At the time, Dropcam chief executive suggested similar features were on the way. So basically, that's it. What do you think?
Oh, I'm chewing, so stuff.
A McDonald's hamburger?
No. I would even better. Taco Bell.
Oh, I love Taco Bell.
It's weird, like so McDonald's upset my stomach, but like Taco Bell I can eat all day because it's delicious, you know. But so you know, maybe you could avoid the McDonald's sponsor and go with Taco Bell because I know you like their breakfast.
I've never had their breakfast yet.
Oh, you were talking about it, how you wanted to have it.
But I haven't tried it yet. No.
Oh man, I don't know how I feel about a pancake taco or a waffle taco.
Oh, it looks good.
Nah. You try it and you let me know.
All right, I'll let you know.
All right, so for the advancement of technology and all things that we could use 3D printing for, what do you think the latest 3D printed object is right now?
The latest 3D printed object, what do I think it is?
Mm-hmm.
A car.
No, that's been done before. This has never been done before.
Okay. Let me guess.
It's not Taco Bell.
It's not a Taco Bell.
It could be a McDonald's French fry, though.
I give up. What? Oh, the president.
The President of the United States. And for Mashable.com, Barack Obama is the first president to be 3D printed. Barack Obama can add this to his list of firsts, being the first U.S. president to have himself scanned and 3D printed. Really cool technology that we saw out at CES. It was really neat. They come up to you and they give this little, like, 3D scan thing that they wrap around your head and then they print you out. But Obama's 3D printed bust and mold of his face were on display June 18th at the first ever White House Maker Faire, a celebration of students and entrepreneurs who are using technology to create new products and businesses, according to the Smithsonian Institute. A team of Smithsonian 3D imaging specialists scanned the president earlier this year. They used the University of California's Light Stage face scanner to capture Obama's face in high resolution, and handled handheld 3D scanners and SLR cameras to create a reconstruction of his bust. Next, experts in 3D graphics and the software company Autodesk produced high-resolution models which were printed using 3D Systems selective laser sintering printers. 3D Systems is also the same guys who created the ChefJet and the ChefJet Pro, where you saw us at CES earlier this year eating 3D printed food. Great company. Autodesk is from is it Bond? It's Ralph Bond's company, isn't it?
That's right. Yes, it is.
Bond's company. Yep. The scan and printed models will become part of a collection at the Smithsonian's National Portrait Gallery, which showcases multiple images of each president. The 3D portraits will be added to the museum's current collection of works representing Obama. The Smithsonian launched a 3D scanning and imaging program called Smithsonian X3D in 2013 to make its museum collections and scientific specimens more widely available to researchers. The Smithsonian X3D collection includes models of the Wright Flyer, a Cunard biplane that was the first successful heavier-than-air powered aircraft built by the Wright brothers in 1903. Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, go first in flight. The remnants of the supernova Cassiopeia A whale fossil, and the 6th century Buddha statue. These objects are available online, and anyone with a 3D printer can print them on their printer.
Wow, very nice.
I need to send my wife a message and say, can we buy a 3D printer just for this purpose alone? It's like, I want to print off a whole bunch. There's so much stuff. Oh.
Hey, I've been lusting over the watches and stuff, the iWatch and everything, but this is interesting for a story that you found, again, from VV News. They've got something called Glance. You know what Glance is? Glance is a Kickstarter project, actually, that turns any watch into a smartwatch.
Oh, God, no.
Any watch. Love the idea of owning a smartwatch, but hate the idea of giving up your existing watch. Well, Glance is a tiny add-on that gives your wrist the best features of a smartwatch at a rock-bottom price. Wearables and smartwatches in particular are just about all anyone in the technosphere wants to talk about right now. But there's good reason for this interest. Smartwatches hold the promise of being able to free you from pulling out your phone every time you need to see who's making a call, or texting you. Plus, their embedded sensors could enable a digital health revolution. Trouble is, without exception, every smartwatch that has hit the market is about as beautiful as a Casio calculator watch.
Mm-hmm.
If you're amongst the millions of people who have spent some serious cash to own a high-end timepiece, you pretty much have to shelve that work of chronographic art indefinitely while you reveal yourself with the utilities that a smartwatch can bring your wrist. That just isn't right. Thank goodness a team of Canadian inventors is here to rescue our old-fashioned Bluetoothless relics from the underwear drawer with their Kickstarter project amply called Glance. Simply put, Glance is like a smartwatch greatest hits collection of features housed in a thin and light curved chunk of aluminum that can be worn under the strap of your existing watch. At first glance, it sounds and looks horrible and uncomfortable, but its creators promise that isn't so. According to the project's page, the Glance can do most of the things a Pebble can do for far less than half the price. Backers can get in the Glance action starting at $70 plus shipping, plus a thing or two the Pebble can't do. Packing a 3D motion sensor, Bluetooth 4.0, and a high-contrast OLED display, the Glance can show you notifications for incoming calls, let you read incoming text messages via a scrolling system called Spritz, and respond to said text messages with the touch of a button, using canned messages such as "can't respond, I'm juggling 3 chainsaws," or perhaps more likely, "can't respond, I'm driving." Okay. The Glance can be used as an air mouse to control your smart TV or computer. Okay. And track your activity if you want to. Okay. Best of all, the thing is waterproof and available in both silver and gold, which might make it the first gadget that actually has a reason to come in gold. It will also be manufactured in 3 different widths for compatibility with the greatest number of wrist and watch straps. Have you looked at the picture of this thing? It's kind of cool looking.
I'm looking for it now, but I'm like, what is he reading? Like, I don't see which one you're reading here. So
that's the one you gave me. It's called Glance. It's right there.
I'm looking for it. I don't see it.
It's there.
How far from the top is this one?
It's like from almost to the bottom. It's like
almost to the bottom.
Yeah.
Fails auction, spyware.
I will just IMU the story, and then you can see.
That works too.
All right, there you go. Okay. So, of course, if you're under the age of 30, there's a good chance you view any watch as a sure sign that its wearer is from a distant analog past and should probably be offered a dose of Geritol with their half-calf latte. Boy, does that strike a bell.
All right. So now I'm looking at the pictures and I'm watching this video.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Glance can be worn watch-free with a bracelet of your choice if you want to. Okay. Someday, hopefully, in the not-too-distant future, all watches will be able to give us an untethered connection to our digital lives. But in the meantime, we have Glance. So grab your Rolex or Tag Heuer or Able watch, dust it off, and then reach for your credit card. You, my friend, are about to have a glance at the future. Just don't delay. There are only 12 days to go, and the founders are only a third of the way to their funding goal. What do you mean? No?
I'm looking at it. I'm watching the video. I'm seeing everything that's doing click motion. Oh, look, you can control your television. This is entertaining. No. I don't think adding yet another clip-on device to my already cluttered, like, you're Batman at this point.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Jack says, "What would happen if you flushed your glance down the toilet?" Thanks.
I mean, I see what they're going. I see what they're trying to do, but I don't think it's going to work. I mean, they've got 656 backers. They're only $60,000, $60,000 or $59,785 to their goal of $150,000, and they've got, just over 2 weeks to go. They've got 12 days left to go on their Kickstarter. I know, and it's supposedly waterproof and all this other high-speed stuff, and would you add this to your watch? Like, seriously, would you add this to your watch?
No, I would get a smartwatch if I needed to.
Exactly. You know, I get it. They're trying to fall into the niche of this is really expensive smartwatches. But if you're a watch guy, if you're one of those guys that buys watches, you spend a buttload of money on your watch. You really do. Like, I had an old boss who came to work one day and scratched the face on his watch while working in the server room and cussed up a storm. And when we asked him why, he was like, it was a $500 watch he was wearing to work. I'm like, why would you do that? He's like, I collect watches. This is what I do. And I'm like, man, no, crazy, but okay. You scratched your watch, didn't you, Craig?
No, I did not. Look at see the display now underneath the hands there? See?
What display?
Friday.
Can you point at it?
Right.
Where's the display? I don't see what you're saying.
It's Friday.
Can you move it closer to the camera?
I'm not playing that game. You see?
I can't read it, but I do see the digital display.
Okay,
yes.
It's a gold display. Yeah. So I'm very happy with this this watch that I have now, and because I bought it before all this, totally forgot about it, and but when I'll see what Apple comes out with, but anyhow.
I don't think they're going to come out with anything.
Yes. Your turn to pick a story.
So, Craig, are you ready for the future?
I am ready for the future.
Are you ready to have packages dropped on your head from the sky and police following your every move?
No!
No? Okay, well then you should probably plug your ears for this one, because from NBCnews.com, drones rated to take off on test flights in, of all places, Texas, where, by the way, everyone has a gun and will most likely shoot these little guys out of the sky. Thank you, Texas.
All your exes live in Texas.
No. All of them live further away than that. But anyway, a site in Corpus Christi, Texas is now up and running as a fully operational drone testing facility. The FAA announced Friday, and Texas A&M University's Corpus Christi Lone Star Unmanned Aircraft Systems Center of Excellence and Innovation, yes, that's the title. Yes, that's the title. Is among 6 sites chosen by the federal aviation officials to perform research on unmanned aircraft systems. The main focus of the Texas site will be on safety of operations and data gathering in authorized airspace and airworthiness standards using the AAAI RS-16 drone. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to Google it. 1 second.
Weighs 85 pounds?
Weighing about 85 pounds or 39 kilograms. Specific projects under the wing of the team at Corpus Christi include the preservation and restoration of ocean and ocean wetlands along the Padre, there we go, Padre Island National Seashore, and research in advance of approaching tropical storms. The center will fly its first mission next week. And please note that the video immediately below it is a drone, an AR drone being controlled by Google Glass.
Google Glass. It's a blue one, though. Where did you get a blue one from?
Oh, that's what is that one called? I can't remember the name of it, but there are different ones. Like I'm Team Charcoal. There's Team Shale. There's Team Cotton. There's that one. There's Team Tangerine, which is what it says. But I'm honestly. If you've noticed, my glass has not remained on my face for very long recently.
No.
And it's because it's glitchy and because everything else. And if you were flying a drone with your Google Glass and you expect that drone to behave in any way, shape, or form appropriately, you're probably going to crash. You know, it's just they've gotten so bad with their updates now that it's insane. And I know Jonathan in the chat room, I think he still has his. Jonathan, do you still have yours? Go in the Computer America chat room. Let's see what he says.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah. He calls Sky. It's called Sky Blue Glass, and he's Team Sky. All right, and it's a great device. It's, you know, when it works, it's like I can't even give demos of my Google Glass anymore, you know, because it just doesn't work anymore. And we've got some random guy, Google Glass is pointless tech, just like all the VR stuff. Well, random guy, Google Glass is not VR, it's AR, for augmented reality. But once they refine it and they figure out what they want to do with it, the implications of the things are going to be amazing. Like, there's a company in Texas, I believe, that has now figured out how to link it to one of their optics so you can shoot around corners. Very cool stuff. There's other ones where the translation apps are out there. You know, that's great. You know, you want to translate a document or something that's in front of you, just look at it and it translates it. You know, there are endless possibilities. You know, the facial recognition stuff, which is funny because they got kicked off the planet because of it. That's going to come in handy for law enforcement or, you know, for the general consumer. You know, it's going to once they refine it, once they get to that point, it's going to be really cool technology. But it's just not ready for, as Craig Crossman would put it, prime time.
There you go. Speaking of not being ready for prime time, the Surface Pro 3 sales begins today. But CNET asked the question, is it a MacBook Air replacement?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And that's how it's being marketed, as a MacBook Air replacement. You look at the ad, it says lighter and faster than the MacBook Air. It says thinner too, but that would be bragging. You know, that's their ad. Okay, now I've actually seen some of the commercials for it. It looks nice. I mean, I like it. So, but they're asking, should Microsoft be marketing it as a MacBook Air replacement? You know, consumers who pre-ordered the Core i5 model starting at $999 can pick it up at Microsoft stores today. The entry-level Core i3 models and 2 of the iCore 7 models won't be available until August. The nearly 100 Microsoft Store locations today will be primarily stocking pre-orders, though walk-in purchases should be possible depending on the store. By the way, an update, the Microsoft Store at Century City in Los Angeles was taking walk-in purchases as of Friday afternoon. That's today. Okay. Best Buy will also launch sales today, and the chances of a walk-in buy may be better there. A representative at Best Buy store in LA said that the store expects to get a lot of units today, making a walk-in purchase possible. But is it better than a MacBook Air? Microsoft has been persistent in marketing the laptop tablet hybrid as a better MacBook Air. Its online Surface 3 Pro store page even offers a chart that tries to show why, saying that it's thinner and lighter than the Air and has a touch display and detachable keyboard. The latter two, of course, being features that the Air does not have. And Microsoft made similar better than a Mac Air case to reviewers. Problem is, Microsoft has been getting some serious pushback. In short, more than a few reviewers don't think it can replace a MacBook Air, including CNET's Dan Ackerman. Does the Surface Pro 3 really do something so different than its predecessors that it will replace the sea of glowing MacBook Airs seen in the audience during Microsoft's NYC launch event? No, it's still the same basic concept, a Core i Series slate coupled with a very good keyboard accessory. Okay, that's what Ackerman wrote. But the Pro 3 does compare favorably to the two previous versions of the Pro. Despite having a larger display, 12 inches versus the Pro's 10.5 inches, it's thinner, lighter than the Pro 2, and sports a higher resolution screen. But will consumers notice this? The next couple of months should tell. By the way, so there it is. I think they might be a little hard on Microsoft. I saw the commercial for it, and I kind of liked it. what I saw. It looked very spiffy, and it will do everything. I mean, it runs a full implementation of Windows. I mean, you know, so it's certainly full featured, and it's very flexible. You know how the keyboard detaches, and
we will see.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. Hey, coming up next is our show reminder winner of the week coming up, and the world's first microchip fails to sell at an auction. That's an interesting story. It's one of the stories that's coming up here on the computer. They actually had they wanted to auction off the world's first microchip, and it didn't sell. Wow. This is Computer America. We'll be right back.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 120,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, Cover America Auto Care has announced revolutionary, inexpensive mechanical breakdown coverage that is now available to the general public to save consumers thousands on auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for drivers to call who own a vehicle that is less than 10 years old for a free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number is 800-483-2514. Drivers who are covered with this auto protection will not have to pay for a covered repair again. This is the auto coverage now sweeping across America at a fraction of what dealerships charge and is now available to the public by calling today. The number to call is 800-483-2514. 800-483-2514. That's 800-483-2514.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number. 1-866-663-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. So, disable the cable and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-866-663-MY-TV right now to sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99 and up to 4 rooms. And there's no equipment to buy. That includes your free HD TV upgrade, your free DVR upgrade, and your free professional installation. And the best part, the pristine digital picture and sound. Call 1-866-663-MY-TV. So, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-866-663-MY-TV. 1-866-663-MY-TV. Disable the cable, cut costs, and get more. Call 1-866-663-MY-TV. 1-866-663-MY-TV.
Hello, this is Marty Winston for Computer America with a News Tips Bulletin Review of Microsoft Office 365. That's the subscription offering of Office, meaning, among other things, annuity revenues for Microsoft. It seems like a good fit for people with more than one PC or Mac, especially if they're not uncomfortable using cloud services to share documents and files across those machines or with others. It also offers on-demand web apps that can work on computers that don't have Office installed. We agreed to review it when we learned of Office Mobile for Android, in hopes that when we're away, we could use our Android tablet for writing and so on, but no such luck. Office Mobile for Android works on handsets only, no tablets, to access, view, create, or edit Word, Excel, or PowerPoint files. Tasks that might have been palatable on a tablet proved tedious on a handset, but that's also true of third-party Office workalikes. So bottom line, Office 365 provides alternatives that many users will find compelling. This is Marty Winston at the News Tips Bulletin for Computer America.
Thank you for that one, Marty, and welcome back to the Computer America Show. We are 33 minutes after the hour in the second hour of the Computer America Show. Me and this random dude that I picked up off the street several weeks ago who continues to follow me around are doing a computer technology news brought to you by the official optimization software of Computer America, Slimware Utilities. Check them out. Visit slimwareutilities.com to see how you can clean, speed up, and optimize your computer for
free.
So I guess you could get away with Ben if Ben can hit that note too. Free.
What was it? Something happened just during the break, and I meant to, and now I just completely forgot what it was.
I don't know.
I don't know what I've been told.
I don't know what I've been told. Yep.
Navy wings are made of gold.
Oh no, that's right. I know you're. That's right. You're a Navy brat. Wasn't your father was like an admiral or something, wasn't he?
He was a commander. Yeah.
You're a Navy brat. Yeah, you know. Yeah, you're surrounded by Army though, right?
That's it. Listen, it's all the same country.
You don't drink. So this one is to this drink is to your father.
Thank you.
And all of your father's men, because the Navy saved my ass and my battle buddies while we were in Iraq. Thank you for the heads up and the Tomahawk missiles.
There you go. All right. Anyway, as Charles said, we're doing. Oh, I know. We need to do our show reminder winner of the week. Oh. Okay.
Oh.
All right. So let's do it. Okay. Okay. Wow. All right. This week's show reminder winner is
me.
No.
Oh. Okay.
Glenn Stefan.
Gwen Stefani. Wait, what?
Glenn Stefan. Glenn wins the Logitech wireless touchpad T650. You know, it's valued at $80. Very, very nice. So congratulations, Glenn. You are this week's show reminder winner. And again, you have till midnight tonight to get your entry in. And that's it. And then you're out until we do it again. What is this? Lunchbox. What about the contest? How many times do we talk about the contest? I'll tell you again. Just go to computeramerica.com. Go to our first pull-down menu. You'll see it says contests, and then you can enter in all of our contests there. We have our show reminder of the week. That's every Friday. We have our Logitech contest. We have 3 great prizes that closes tonight at midnight. So Lunchbox and everybody else, you still have time to get your entry in. And remember, all of our contests are private. We give your information out to no one. No one. Except if you're a winner, then of course we'll give them your contact info so they can mail you your prize. So head over to computeramerica.com, check out our contest page, enter into all of our contests. You'll have a lot of fun doing so, and who knows, you might win something really, really nice. Okay, just like Glenn did. Okay, whoops. Yeah, Glenn Stefan. Okay, I think Lunchbox went there. Jonathan says he never wins. Keep trying. You will. Didn't Jonathan win something one time? I think he did.
I don't know. He may have. It was probably BC before Charles.
Greg says he never enters. Greg,
I'm entered and I never win.
But you're my co-host. You can't enter.
Well, your co-host's wife is also entered and she never wins.
Well, I don't know. Was it if you were a member of the if you were related to anybody who's for that?
So I'm related. Okay. Got it.
Oh, Lunchbox is back. Okay.
Lunchbox.
Yes, exactly. So anyway, go to the contest page and enter in all of our contests. So Charles and I are doing computer and technology news, brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software. And this story, you know how they'd auction off the Apple One, and the people were getting like $700,000 for because they only made 666 of them.
The Apple what?
The Apple One, the very first Apple computer. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They made 666 versions of them, and one went for sale and auction. Came up, they sold like for $700,000. I mean, they're getting incredible prices. Well, I guess somebody owned the world's first microchip. So there's not even 666 of those. It's just one. The world's first microchip went up for auction. And this world's first microchip was handmade in 1958 by Jack Kilby at Texas Instruments. Went up for auction this week, but the bids failed to meet the reserve. Of course, we don't know what the reserve was. Now, this piece of history won Kilby a Nobel Prize and represents one of the first steps leading to the modern computing era. That's what it does. I'm looking at a picture of it right here. Wow. A germanium wafer with gold wiring. Well, the gold wiring itself is mounted on a glass plate and embedded in a block of clear plastic. The first integrated circuit looks more than a little primitive, like a prehistoric insect preserved in amber. Kilby, the creator of this electronic fossil, died in 2005. Sorry to say, but not before seeing the technology he pioneered become ubiquitous and indispensable worldwide. That must have been really nice for him. And he lived to get his Nobel Prize. So the integrated circuit on a chip, later called a microchip, combined several functions and components of early computing machines, making smaller and more efficient constructions possible. The invention was lauded as a major advance and quickly advanced on by others. It wasn't until 2000, however, that Kilby's work won him the Nobel Prize in Physics, but he was still alive, so he lived to see that. For auction at Christie's was not just the historic chip, but a second prototype built on a more stable silicon substrate, plus a 1964 written statement from Kilby describing the process of the invention. So they had that too. Bids reached as high, get this, as $850,000, but still didn't meet the reserve. Wow. Christie's estimated that the lot would bring between $1 and $2 million. What happened next is not clear. A spokesperson for the auction house did not indicate when or if it will be up on the auction block again. There it is. So obviously they had a reserve of probably of $1 million. That'd be my guess, because $850,000 didn't buy it. I mean, look, obviously people are buying a bit of history here. It's the world's first microprocessor chip.
Would you have bought it?
If I had some disposable income that I didn't care about, maybe. I don't know.
That's kind of what disposable income means? Just saying.
I don't know.
I don't think it's great, and you have to be a hardcore collector.
Yeah, you do. But listen, somebody was offering $850,000 for it, so that's pretty hardcore, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
I mean, it's an interesting idea. I honestly, what are you going to do? I'm going to pay $850,000 and I'm going to sit it on my shelf?
Yeah, basically, that's what you're going to do.
Yeah, no.
You buy a piece of artwork, what do? You put it up on your wall.
But it's going to take a special kind of person to understand what that is.
Well, it's not going to be that special. You can say you're looking at the forerunner to the modern day computer. It's the first microprocessor. Most everybody knows what a microprocessor is these days.
Right, but who's going to think that's cool? Geeks and guys like me.
Well,
right?
Yeah. I mean, the people with the first Apple computer,
Yeah, now that's cool. Now the first Apple computer, because quite honestly, you get to say I own one of the first ones. There are only 600 or so of them on the market out there. So I mean, I think it's cool.
The Apple I was just a motherboard. You know that?
Yeah, it was like a home kit or something, wasn't it?
It wasn't the kit. It was done, but it was just the motherboard. You had to add the screen and the keyboard to it. Yeah, and that was it. And then of course the Apple II came out, and then it was all. The only thing you had to add was the screen. Monitor. But well, there it is.
Well, let's keep on with the news then. What do you think?
Okay, go for it.
So Reuters.com, we've been talking about something similar to this for several days, and this is going to be highly entertaining. We're going to end up with another Comcast situation if this goes through. Pray that it doesn't. Verizon Wireless looking to buy Dish Network's Spectrum. That's coming at you from the New York Post, courtesy of Reuters.com. Verizon Communications, Inc., unit Verizon Wireless, is looking to buy satellite TV operator Dish Network Corporation Spectrum to improve wireless internet speeds, the New York Post reported, citing sources familiar with the matter. Dish's shares were up 3.4% to $61.81 on the NASDAQ on Friday morning. Verizon Communications shares were a little changed at $49.39. The two companies have held informal early talks about the spectrum, the report said. In May, Verizon Communications chief executive shot down rumors that the company was in potential merger talks with Dish. Federal Communications Commission chairman has proposed restrictions on how much the biggest wireless carriers can bid in a major auction of TV spectrum scheduled for mid-2015. A possible merger between Sprint Corporation and T-Mobile, please God, don't let that ever happen, could prompt U.S. regulators to rewrite rules they are now considering for the auction. Please, God, T-Mobile, do not partner with Sprint. Please. Please don't. I will cry. It'll be sad.
Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Please don't. Craig, I think that's one you need to pick up the red phone or the burger phone and be like, don't do it ever. I'm Craig Crossman, that's why.
Okay. All right. This one from TechCrunch. This is kind of cool. They developed a glove that you put on your hand that will turn you into Beethoven. Beethoven.
Didn't they do that with Guitar Hero?
Well, have you ever seen The Matrix? You know, there's that scene where they need to fly a helicopter, and Trinity just says, "Hang on," and then she uploads the instruction to her brain, and that's and
the end of that.
Well, he says that's the future of what I'm doing. What started out as a wearable experiment for the Georgia Tech professor could possibly make anyone a master at guitar, piano, braille, or even dance steps at a superhuman speed. All you have to do to play like Beethoven, Starner tells this author of this column, is to slip on this glove he's made called the Mobile Music Touch, and it's just buzz, 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 buzz. Pretty soon you're playing Beethoven's Ode to Joy like a pro.
Wow.
Now, Starner, by the way, is a current technical lead on Google Glass. Did you know that?
I didn't.
He's actually been wearing some kind of computer in his head for over 20 years. In fact, he's built a wearable computer with a mounted display back in 1993. He's also heavily involved in AI and techniques in human-computer interaction using wearable tech. His glove is like one of those fingerless leather gloves you see at the gym for lifting weights, but with a robotic box of wires fixed at the back containing a Bluetooth radio and microcontroller. This means you can hook it up to your laptop or mobile device and start to play a song. Mobile Music Touch has been something of a study in haptic learning for Starner for the past couple of years. That repetitive buzz from the device infuses a kind of muscle memory that, in theory, can cut your time for learning things like playing the piano. But it has a much wider potential for teaching just not patterns, but also language. He lists off a series of other applications like sign language and Braille. He's also studied the effects the glove might have on those with spinal cord injuries. We look at those with fractured spines between the second and fourth vertebrae and found that using the glove actually helped them gain some sensation back in their hands. This was over the course of a year and without other rehabilitation efforts. The remarkable thing is that those studied in the injury actually picked up skills faster if they don't think about it. It's an idea called passive haptic learning. If you've ever been a dancer or played guitar, you know you're better when you just move to the rhythm instead of thinking about what you're doing. And Starner says it's kind of like that. The activities associated with Starner's glove allow an individual to learn one skill through their sense of touch while performing another, unrelated activity. And do you think a baseball player improves his pitch if you just show him a video of what he's doing wrong? Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. But what if he had something that could teach him how to throw right when he's throwing? It's kind of cool. We're far off from learning to immediately fly a helicopter, according to Starner. And, of course, you don't suddenly become a Beethoven just by putting it on the glove. But the research does indicate you can master skills at a much faster pace and with more precision than just trying to do it on your own. What do you think?
It's another shortcut, but you know, there's. You play music, right? You're a musician, right?
I play piano, yes.
Okay. Do you honestly think it would have been beneficial to you to take a shortcut in learning how to play the piano?
If I could have put on a you know, like the Matrix and go, okay, upload it to me, that would have saved me a lot of hours.
It would have saved you a lot of hours, but there's a book out there called Outliers, and it outlines the fact that it requires about 10,000 hours to become a master at something. And if you're telling me that this little device is going to simulate you learning something that normally would take you 10,000 hours to master, I think you're going to miss out. I mean, it's.
What are you going to miss out?
do you really learn? Do you really, like, just inheriting, like, for example, like Trinity in the Matrix. She got the flight manual for that helicopter, right? She knew how to fly the helicopter, right? She knew the basics of flying the helicopter. But preventing, compensating for wind shear, changing direction, failures at this, certain things you can only learn from experience. You can only learn by doing it yourself. So, maybe she wouldn't have crashed the thing if she had gotten 250 caliber bullets in the side of it and she had, the 10,000 hours of experience on it. There's just certain things that you have to have experience doing. That's like saying, the guys in my profession, yeah, you can go out, you can get a CEH, you can become a certified ethical hacker. That doesn't mean you know dick. Doesn't mean.
Well, it was only the flying the helicopter. I mean, they learned martial arts, in the Matrix too.
Right, but again, it's still a matter of experience. He learned martial arts. He learned Taekwondo and Kung Fu, and Morpheus still slapped him around like a little girl.
Yeah.
So it's all about experience. It's all about control. It's all about knowing and feeling things. So I don't think skipping over things like this helps you, but I don't think you're going to be able to master. I think it's too far fetched, and it's going to hurt. I think you're going to spend more time unlearning the things that you auto learned than you are actually using. Than you're actually going to use it.
Could be. All right, well, okay.
Let's see, what do I want to talk about now? Let's see.
I think you should do the one about from Google GigaOM, the Firefox OS-powered streaming stick.
Oh, I was gonna do that one, but I thought this one would be more appropriate because I know, Craig, you're a big fan of these guys, and I know you've been searching for this particular one your entire life.
What?
Right? TechCrunch.com tech founders talk about why the new Entrepreneur Barbie matters.
Forget it. Do the other one.
You don't want to do the Entrepreneur Barbie?
No, let's do the thing about Firefox OS-powered streaming stick.
Okay, you do it because I don't have that one open.
Okay, well, the saying is Mozilla's answer to Chromecast. Google's Chromecast streaming stick could soon get competition from an unexpected source. Mozilla has secretly been working with a partner on a Chromecast-like streaming stick that is powered by Firefox OS. The project was supposed to be under wraps for at least a few more weeks, but yesterday news started to leak out. When a Mozilla evangelist tweeted a photo of a prototype of the device. Looks cool. He says, "I've been tracking this project for some time. I've been talking to sources directly involved, and actually was able to get my hands on one of the prototype devices that are currently being shared with a very small circle of developers. There are still lots of unanswered questions about this project. The device doesn't yet have a name. It's not exactly clear when it will go on sale, for how much, or in which markets, and I don't know the name of the company that will eventually make it or sell it the hardware. What I do know is that it is an ambitious project that aims to combine Mozilla's commitment to openness with a Chromecast-like media streaming device. And here's the biggest surprise. The prototype I had," it says, "access to not only works like Chromecast, it actually is capable of running some Chromecast apps." Huh. So there, Mozilla has been working for some time on adding casting and multi-screen capabilities to Firefox, okay, that might one day support Chromecast as well as an ominous Netcast device. It now looks like this Netcast device is the Firefox OS-powered streaming stick, even though Netcast is likely just another code name. The plan is apparently to add casting to Firefox, as well as other developers offering developers a casting device that is more open and hackable than Google's Chromecast. Mozilla's device won't come with these kinds of restrictions, which could enable developers to add cast capabilities to Windows Phone or Fire Phone apps. Moreover, developers could also add casting to desktop apps and may even be able to build their own cast-enabled hardware with a little interface from Mozilla. It's also possible that the hardware could be used to run other software, as it will apparently come with an open boot loader. I don't know, are you going to run out and buy one of these or just stick with Chromecast for now? I don't know.
I'm sticking with my Chromecast. Firefox OS, Firefox is trying to get in on a market that I think they're going to have problems with. It's going to be centered around their browser. Everybody's trying to do their own stupid, mobile OS, and it's just becoming it's just becoming stupid now. I mean, like, the top 3 guys here now are going to be, for lack of a better term, Microsoft, very, very small, Android and iOS. Stop trying to create your own thing. Amazon with your Fire OS and Firefox with your Firefox OS. Like, I get it. You're trying to come out here and do it, but stop. You've got an uphill battle, and no one is going to want to inherit this. Like, you don't have the app ecosystem. You don't have the familiar feel with things. You don't have the backing from the community. You're going to get left behind, and you're just going to waste all this money in development. Look at why Canonical, Ubuntu's people, why they backed completely out. They were like, look, we were going to make a Ubuntu phone. We want to get this up with Kickstarter and all this other stuff. And they failed miserably. Not miserably, but it was quickly brought to them and said, this isn't going to work, guys. We need to stop. We need to take our money and put it elsewhere. And they made a wise decision to stop. It's just how it works.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I agree with you.
Okay.
All right, so do the Barbie thing.
You want me to do the Barbie article? Yeah. Because, everybody heard it. Craig wants me to do the Barbie article that I think I closed. I find the Barbie article yet again.
What is the spyware-bearing Galaxy S4 clone gets banned?
Well, you make up your mind then.
I'm just telling you. Some good stories you have here, Andy.
Spyware-bearing Galaxy. This is from AndroidAuthority.com. Spyware-bearing Galaxy S4 clone gets banned from eBay, of all places. Buying smartphone clones can prove to be dangerous activity, often causing more headaches than their discounted prices are worth. Proof of such devices' danger manifested itself in the form of a spyware-bearing Samsung Galaxy S4 clone discovered this week. The Star N9500 is nearly identical to Samsung's past generation flagship device, both inside and out, but it carried very nasty malware within. The news spread all over the web after German security firm G-Data, how does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
Revealed the malicious nature of the device, to which eBay reacted by banning the smartphone from its storefront. The 130 to 165 euro Star 9500 is no longer available from eBay, reducing the company's global reach by titanic proportions. Said the device's manufacturer deserves no less than this, as they were taking users' private information with no consent. The Star 9500 could retrieve personal data, intercept phone calls and online banking data, read emails and text messages, or control the camera and microphone remotely, sending everything to a Chinese server, all while camouflaged as Google Play Store in the process management settings. The malware could not be removed, and it was baked right into the firmware, and it prevented security updates. Needless to say, it was one nasty little bug you don't want to run across. No longer will future customers need to worry about this specific smartphone, but try to be careful when choosing your next phone. Clones coming from less than reputable manufacturers will have their problems. We wish these were all performance problems, but some may even attempt to take your privacy and information, as did the Star 9500. Choose wisely and try to stick to well-known brands As for eBay's decision, we must tip our hats to them. It's the best they could have done for their customers. We certainly wish more retailers and sellers were as sincere.
There you go. Oh, good for you, eBay. Exactly.
Yeah.
eBay, yay. Well, listen.
You should do the Barbie story. We got, a minute left. Go for it.
No. Hey, we got the weekend coming up. And then on Monday, we're going to have Brian Abbott. Now, Brian Abbott is with the Hayden Planetarium. When I was a kid, I used to love going to the Hayden Planetarium in New York. It was an amazing experience. I have many fond memories of going to the Hayden Planetarium. And in those days, Pluto, yes, was the ninth planet.
Pluto. 90 seconds.
But anyway, they're going to be talking about some of the cool things, some interesting stories about the Hayden Planetarium and then using the digital universe in the planetarium, how they actually do it today. It's changed a lot since I've been there. We'll be talking about the techniques that they use, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. And if you're ever in the New York City area, you should visit the Hayden Planetarium. You'll especially after listening to the show. And then, so
60
in
seconds.
hour 2, we'll have computer technology news brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. So that wraps it up. Charles, have a good weekend.
You
Everybody, yeah, you too, and everybody else, please have a great weekend, and we will see you on Monday night. Again, thanks to Alex Yu, the founder of Das Owls. Best of luck to you and your Odin project. And we will see you on Monday night. Right. And Chipper and oh yes, we're closing up the contest. so until Monday night, this is Craig Crossman, hoping that your hard disk never becomes squiffy.
Or lost in translation like Craig.
10 seconds.
We'll see you Monday night. Take care.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Okay, and we are out. All right. Out. And let me just say goodnight to everybody in the chat room. Good night. All. Greg. Let me see. See you Monday. Wait a minute. Okay. All right, everybody. Well, thanks again, and we will see you on Monday. Okay, and we'll see you on Monday. So let's say stop the broadcast. And thanks for watching us. Bye-bye.